I can guarantee you, out of 1 lakh professionals in the country on tax, not more than 100 will know place of supply.
Yes, it's a fact.
मतलब 100 भी मैं बहुत ज़्यादा बात बोल रहा हूँ. And it has direct connection with section 49. जो आप IGST, CGST का set off करते हो, if your POS goes wrong, imagine the consequences for your client. So listen it carefully. We will conclude also with some more examples. So let's welcome Mr. Rajesh Khurana. He's our chairman of the tribunal. Thank you so much.
First of all, thank you very much, Vermaji, the DGST group, for giving me, and all of you for giving me an opportunity to be with you and speak on the subject which is and has been favorite with all of us. Thanks, Bhatia ji, for being present here. And well, whenever we start understanding a particular word or a term or a meaning in law, obviously first thing which comes to our mind is the literal meaning of it. And literal meaning is a very simple meaning, that's the place of supply, the place where the supply takes place. But it's not as simple as the literal meaning, because it has been very elaborately explained, defined, and in the IGST law. And though some definition in the IGST law, and in fact many of the definition in the IGST law, wherever they have not been taken there, they, by virtue of section 20 of the IGST, the similar definition given, or definition of the same term given in the CGST law prevails over it. Before I start taking on to typical sections 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14A, so these are some of the sections which deal specific aspects of the place of supply. Alongside, we also have certain definitions, that is 7, 8 and 9 of the IGST, which we will be taking up. And of course that will involve use of some PPT, but before I start using the PPT, let me also take you to some of the essential elements. How essential is it, the place of supply is? Place of supply is one of the 6 very important essentials of any indirect tax, or particularly of the GST law. We start reading with those essential elements such as authority to levy GST. Where is the authority to levy? We know section 265, article 265 of the Constitution of India. No tax can be levied except by the authority of law. An entire spectrum of the GST law, where is the authority to levy GST law? Section 9, which says that subject to the provisions of subsection 2 of the same section, there shall be levied a tax called GST on all intra-supply of goods and services at the rate as may be notified by the government from time to time. So power to levy tax is one essential element. Then a taxable event is another element. For example, section 7 and all the issues given in section 7, that is what is supply, what is not supply, supply with consideration, supply without consideration, something not being supplied at all, whether something has been supplied, it is a goods or is it a service. So that also is a second essential element of the GST law. The third essential element of the GST law is the time when the liability to pay tax arises. That is, when my liability becomes due to the government, when the tax accrues to the government, time of supply rules, that is part of the GST law. So I'm not going to take all that, but only to explain some incidental things which are as important as the place of supply itself. Now, another thing is the basis on which the tax is charged. Section 15 spectrum, value on which the rate which is mentioned in section 9, there has to be some value base, that is section 15, and the rate at which the tax is payable, notification issued under section 9, so that becomes the basis of value or calculating the tax rate. I have already explained. And the last and the very important thing is place of tax payable. That is, we all know that it is a destination-based tax, it is a consumption-based tax, so the tax should accrue to the government, that government where the goods or services which has been supplied, they get accrued to, or they get credited to that very government. So place of supply is that context. Place of supply is also important in the context of export of goods out of India, whether the supply took place out of India, whether it took place within India. If the supply took place from out of India, whether it was in India, so whether it's an import of service or export of service, that also is important. Where only when we try to we understand that only when we get to know what is the place of supply in relation to that particular transaction. So this place of supply, as I said, section 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14a, I have already given some idea. Before that, section 7, 8 or 9 gives some incidental definition. That is section 8 speaks about interstate supply, intrastate supply, and supply in territorial waters. So that also becomes important because we are very much aware. I don't want to go into those details. Interstate supply, we know when it takes place from one state to another, export of goods, supply to SEZ, the interstate supply. And intrastate supply means that when it takes place within a particular state. Now, my PPT on this covers these elements. I don't know whether I should read it. Is it readable? The bottom portions are they readable to everybody? Or if somebody wants to change a sheet, so I propose to touch upon without literally reading even the PPT. It is a text heavy. I don't intend to read the entire stuff, but only use it for the purpose of reference only. So 7 explains about interstate supply, 8 on intrastate supply, 9 about the supply in territorial water, because territorial water also becomes important because the country, as per the Constitution of India, country is not only that land mass that we are covered, so it also covers territorial water, and that there also if some supply take place, then to which state it will accrue. So those things we will be covering. Then of course we have, and this 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 which I have mentioned, they are very systematically classified. 10 and 11 relating to supply of goods, and 12 and 13 relating to supply of services, and 14 and 14a relating to OIDAR, that is online information and database access and retrieval service, and 14a, which has been recently added with effect from 23, which deals with this, which has a very similar element as that of the OIDAR, but it has certain essential elements relating to money gaming and certain actionable claims related issues. So let me start with the only 10 place of supply of goods other than the supply of goods imported into or exported out of the country. That means one of the supplier or the recipient is located in India, other outside India. Then 11 deals with where the place of supply of goods imported into or exported from India. So 10 and 11, 2 sections relating to goods, 2 sections relating to services, and 2 sections, 14 and 14a, since there are 2 different, relating to online related issues. So 12, place of supply of services, where location of the supplier and that of the recipient is in India, and 13, when the place of supply of services, where location of the supplier and location of the recipient is are. Here in section 13, what word used is are. In the 12, it is used and. So that you have to keep in mind कि एक भी पार्टी इंडिया से बाहर है, एक इंडिया के अंदर है. अगर दोनों ही बाहर है तो क्या होगा? Then it will not be supplied at all. तो हमारा GST लाभ वहाँ अप्लाई ही नहीं होगा. तो एक पार्टी अगर इंडिया में है और एक बाहर है, तो then section 13 will apply and 12 will apply when both the parties are in India. 14 और 14A मैं already बता चुका हूँ, उसको थोड़ा सा बाद में करेंगे. And then spectrum also covers IGST rules and departmental circulars, some Supreme Court cases and High Court judgments. So this is a kind of a syllabus that I have prescribed for myself, and this I have already covered, so that's why it makes my job easier not to even repeat it or read it, but it's available in the PPT. Somebody later on wants to read it, it will be easily available. This also I have already explained in my oral presentation, and now running through PPT saves me time, and it makes my job and your job both way easier, and also a surety that even if we miss out understanding anything, so this is available in the PPT. So location of the supplier and the recipient of the goods are not defined. That's another very interesting thing. That look, see, two things become important: location of the supplier, location of the recipient. In relating to the goods, they are not defined because they are more a matter of fact. They are easily provable. But location of the supplier and recipient of the services, since it is a very, very intangible kind of a thing, so they are specifically have been defined. आगे और क्या हो गया? Yes, these terms to be understood not as a location of their registered office, but the place where supplier holds control of the goods. Section 214 of the IGST defines location of the recipient of services, and 215 defines the location of the supplier of services. We will define these things when the issue relating to come. So place of supply determines the jurisdiction or the union territory which should receive those goods. So I am repeating it just for the purpose of presentation, but otherwise I will go fast. Goods being tangible, they pose do not any problem, but service do pose certain problems. Services usually being intangible pose problems with respect to determination of the place of supply, mainly due to the following factors. So these are location of the supplier of goods becomes easier, the location of supplier of service. So these we are going to location of the supplier of goods or services. Location of the supplier of goods may be understood as a location of the goods ready for supply. They need not necessarily be the registered place of business of the supplier. The word location refers to the premises or geographical point where the goods of supplier is situated. Now, as per section 215, location of the supplier of services means. So there are many ifs and what, if and what, if and what, that kind of a question we will be answering. The location of the supplier of services means where supply is made from a place of business for which registration has been obtained. That location will be treated as a location of the supplier. The next is where a supply is made from a place other than the place of business for which registration has been obtained, that means fixed establishment. The location of the supplier will be the location of such establishment. यदि कोई supply, we are talking about only about the services. So और services किसी और location से supply की गई हैं, that location will be taken up. Where the supply is made from more than one establishment, whether the place of supply, place of business or of fixed establishment, location of the establishment most directly concerned with the provision of supply. And in the absence of such, the location of the usual place of residence of the supplier. So we have to take into all these elements in order to keep in mind what is the location of the supplier. Like that, location, what is fixed establishment? I used the word fixed establishment in the previous slide, so it is better that we explain it here itself. Fixed establishment is defined in section 2 class 7 of the IGST Act, means a place other than the registered place of business which is characterized by sufficient degree of permanence. Some हमने कोई infrastructure वहाँ create किया, some office we have rented out, some man we have placed, some equipment have been installed over there, and suitable structure in terms of human or technical resources to supply services, to receive and use services for its own needs. So now we take up the location of, because these are the primary things on the basis of which we start studying section 12 and 13 more. 11 or 10 or 11 के बारे में तो बता ही चुका हूँ कि these locations are not very important because we can see the physical movement of the goods itself. So the location of the recipient of services means where the supply is received at a place of business for which registration has been obtained. Obtaining registration is important because we also have to see it from the practical point of view. because supplier files a GSTR1, it moves down to the registration number of the recipient. So uske 2A, 2B में जो reflect होता है, so that's why registration becomes the most important aspect of it. But we will find certain situations where registration may not be that important. So the specific provisions relating to place of supply of services we will take up. So where the supply is received at a place of business for which registration has been obtained, the location of the recipient shall be such place of business. That is number one. Second is where a supply is received at a place other than the place of business for which registration has been obtained. So that establishment where the service has been received, that will be the place of the recipient, location of the recipient. Where the supply is received at more than one establishment, whether the place of business or a fixed establishment, location of the establishment which is most directly concerned with the recipient of the supply, so that will be the location of the recipient of services. And there is a residual clause, that is in the absence of any such place, the location of the usual place of residence of the recipient shall be the location of the recipient of service. So I think we are all aware about the interstate supply of goods and intrastate supply of goods. This also will be good to know that before we start studying the real section. The supply of goods where the location of the supplier and the place of supply are in two different states, two different union territories, or one state and union territory, shall be treated as the supply of goods in the course of interstate trade and commerce. सेंट्रल सेल टैक्स में जैसी डेफिनेशन थी कुछ वैसी ही है, बट आई एम नॉट एन एक्सपर्ट, आई हैव नॉट रेड मच ऑफ द सेंट्रल सेल टैक्स एक्ट बिकॉज आई स्टार्टेड माय वर्क मच लेटर देन दैट, सो टू दैट एक्सटेंट यू विल फॉरगिव मी दैट.
One thing you have to be careful when you read section 7, it applies only to goods.
Goods, yes.
So these are part of definition. Section 7 also is a part of definition, not in section 2. Because section 7, local act defines supply. There is no definition of supply in any act. There is a scope of supply in section 7. This overrides section 7 when they define what is supply for the purpose of section 7, IGST Act.
Yes.
Interstate, intrastate, though mentioned in section 9 charging section, they are not a part of the CGST enactment. They are a part of IGST enactment.
IGST.
So by way of section 20, these are deemed to be incorporated in local enactment.
Yeah.
So when you read these sections, you have to be very careful. It's applicable only to goods, and goods are defined.
Yeah.
So what Mr. Khurana is teaching us, that when you read this, spend time. Don't write this ABC, you will get nothing. It has to be correlated with the definitions,
No.
so that you understand what exactly is this.
Okay.
Sorry, sir.
No problem, sir. It's a definitely a value addition, and I really appreciate. Thank you very much. The supply of goods, where we are trying to define what is interstate supply of goods. The supply of goods where the location of the supplier and the place of supply are in two different states or two different union territories or one state and union territory shall be treated as supply of goods in the interstate trade and commerce. Then next is supply of goods imported into India, then again is an interstate supply, and supply of goods imported into the territory of India till they reach the custom frontier to India shall be treated as supply of goods in the course of interstate trade and commerce. Third is the interstate supply of services.
Just take the last slide.
Second.
That is a Central Sales Tax Act issue.
Yeah.
Now when they say till they cross custom frontiers of India, custom frontiers of India are within India,
Yeah.
but there's a deeming fiction. So unless you file a bill of entry for assessment of these goods, the goods are deemed to be remaining on high seas, that is beyond the custom frontier. So if you have to make a high sea sales, you can make n number of high sea sales from that. So custom frontier of India are also defined. So this means they are part of India. But through a deeming fiction, we say they are outside India. Like SEZ is deemed to be importing goods, exporting goods.
Yeah. Next is the interstate supply of services. The supply of services where the location of the supplier and the place of supply are in two different states, two different union territory, a state and union territory shall be treated as interstate supply of services in the course of interstate trade or commerce. It is very simple, very similar to that of a goods है, लेकिन आगे आके the interstate supply of services imported. Supply of services imported into the territory of India shall be treated as supply of services in the course of interstate trade or commerce. And supply of goods or services are both when the supplier is located in India and the place of supply is outside India. ये दोनों को apply होगा. Or when the supply is made, whether it's of a goods or of that of a services, if the supply is made to the SCZ or SCZ developer, later on there was a clarification for developer for certain specified activities जो notify होती हैं and or SCZ units. So there is a residual. So what we see is two first classes relating to interstate supply of goods, later one to the supply of services, and this is a residuary class where it says that the in a taxable territory not being intrastate supply. So all the supplies, once you see that it is not intrastate supply, within the state supply shall be deemed to be intrastate supply. ये residuary class है. That is, not being intrastate supply and not covered elsewhere in this section shall be treated to be supply of goods or services both in the course of interstate trade or goods. ये शायद इस वजह से भी होगा कि शायद स्टेट्स में आपस में झगड़े हों, ये मध्य प्रदेश में सप्लाई है या राजस्थान है, उसका बॉर्डर स्टेट राजस्थान में है या उसके नीचे वाली किसी स्टेट में है, तो उसको उन्होंने रेजिडुअरी क्लास में इंटरस्टेट सप्लाई में ले लिया, क्योंकि वंस इट गोज टू आईजीएसटी, वंस आईजीएसटी इज चार्ज, वो यानी कि सेंटर और स्टेट्स के बीच में बंटना ही है बाद में, शायद इसलिए उन्होंने इस तरह किया होगा. बट आई एम नॉट एन अथॉरिटी टू एक्सप्लेन इंटेंशन बिहाइंड दिस. Next is the intrastate supply. Section 8 speaks about intrastate supply. Intrastate supply of goods is relatively easy है. Supply of goods where location of the supplier and the place of supply of goods are in the same state or same union territory shall be treated as intrastate supply. And we all know that CGST, SGST both will be charged. SGST of a state within which the supply has taken place. The next is the following supply of goods shall not be treated as intrastate supply. चाहे वो physically एक ही state के अंदर रही हो, but these are the very specifically listed supply. They will not be treated as intrastate supply because they shall be treated by the very nature. They will be interstate supply. Supply of goods to or by SCZ developer or SCZ unit. Goods imported into the territory of India till they again cross the custom frontiers of India. And supply made to tourist referred to in section 15. Tourist की भी आपको बताया कि उसकी जो whatever GST has paid subject to fulfillment of certain conditions, they are reimbursable back to the tourist itself. So that will also be treated as interstate supply, not intrastate supply. Then next is supply of services where the location of the supplier and the place of supply of services are in the same state or union territory shall be treated as intrastate supply. The intrastate supply of services shall not include supply of services to or by any SCZ or SCZ unit. ये तो हम पहले ही कर चुके हैं. Explanation is where a person has an establishment in India and another establishment outside India, an establishment in state or a union territory and another establishment outside that state or union territory, an establishment in state or union territory and any other establishment being business vertical registered within the state or union territory, then when these three conditions are there, then such establishment shall be treated as establishment of a distinct person. एक स्टेट में किसी ने different vertical के दो registration ले लिए हैं, तो फिर they will be treated as different units of the same establishment. जो भले उनका पैन नंबर एक हो, but they shall be treated as distinct units. एक और explanation दी गई है, that is a person carrying on business through a branch or a agency or a representational office in any territory shall be treated as having an establishment in that territory. कई बार होता है मेरा तो वहाँ ऑफिस ही नहीं, मेरा तो एजेंट है, मैं तो सिर्फ एजेंट को भेजता हूँ, so that shall also be treated as a establishment in that territory. And next territorial water का भी जिक्र आया था, where a location of the supplier is in a territorial water. वो तो समंदर में है, लेकिन हाई सी पे नहीं है. तो I will tell you what is the territorial water in the next slide. ये कुछ गड़बड़
हाथ लग जाता है.
किसको हाथ लगा है?
आपकी ना पेन ये रखी ना, पेन ड्राइव लग जाता है.
सॉरी मैं इसको उठा ही आ गया. इसको
पैड आप मार देते.
इसको कॉपी ना कर लें आपके डेस्कटॉप पे. चलो अभी तो ठीक तो नहीं
वो वहाँ पर मत रखना देते.
एक सेकंड अब
क्रॉस कर दो उसको.
हाँ हो गया. ओके. Territorial water, where the location of the supplier is in the territorial water, then what will happen? and where the place of supply is in a territorial water, वो किस state को जाएगी? It shall be deemed to be the coastal state or the union territory which is in the nearest point of appropriate baseline is located. Say for example, गुजरात से आगे थोड़ा सा हमने कहीं सप्लाई की है और वो तो गुजरात को बिलोंग करेगी, तो देखा जाएगा कि गुजरात से ज़्यादा करीब है या महाराष्ट्र से ज़्यादा करीब है, तो it belong to supply of that state or union territory. Where the location of the supplier is in territorial water, the location of such supplier or where the place of supply is in the territorial water, the place of supply shall be deemed to be in the coastal state or union territory where the nearest point of appropriate baseline is located. And territorial water, as you know, is defined, and it says refers to a sea area extending up to 12 nautical miles, and 1 nautical mile is equal to 1.852 kilometers as if you cover the land distance. So it is equal to that. From India's baseline, where the coastal state or union territory law apply, meaning supply within 12 nautical mile zone is a इंट्रास्टेट CGST और SGST, और 12 नॉटिकल माइल से आगे का एरिया है दैट इज कॉल्ड एक्सक्लूसिव इकोनॉमिक जोन, उसको उसमें फिर वो IGST का प्रोविजन आ जाएगा, दैट विल नॉट बिलोंग टू दैट स्टेट विच इज नियरेस्ट टू दैट पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट. ओके, नाउ वी कम टू चैप्टर 5 एंड द रियल सेक्शन. जो पहले 2 सेक्शन तो बहुत ही आसान है, उसको मैं ज़रा ज़्यादा जल्दी से टेकअप करूँगा. So section 10 and 11 relating to place of supply of goods, 12 and 13 एक consecutive direction में चलते हैं. 12 and 13 relating to place of supply of services, and then special provisions on OIDAR 14 and 14A on money gaming, actionable claims, etc. So place of supply of goods other than those imported into or exported out of India, and those imported into and are exported out of India. So first जो है we can for the sake of convenience I am just talking about, say it is a domestic supply. थोड़ा सा ऊपर वाले पोर्शन को मैंने ब्लैक और थोड़ा रेड कर दिया है, place of supply of goods, to make a distinction other than the supply of goods imported into or exported outside India. So that means domestic supply के लिए क्या होगा, place of supply of goods other than the supply of goods imported into or exported from India shall be. Now, where the supply involves movement of goods. Movement of goods by supplier or by the recipient. कोई भी movement करे, अगर movement involve होती है, तो what will be the place of supply? Place of supply will be location of the goods at a time on which the movement of goods terminates. मैं एग्जाम्पल के तौर पे एक्सप्लेन करूंगा. मेरे को ऑर्डर मिला महाराष्ट्र से, उन्होंने कहा जी इतनी क्वांटिटी इतने डब्बे मेरे को भेज दो. नाउ आई एम इनिशिएटिंग दैट सप्लाई, तो उनको मैं बिल्टी करा देता हूँ, एंड द मूवमेंट ऑफ द गुड्स विल टर्मिनेट इन महाराष्ट्र. प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई विल बी महाराष्ट्र. लाइक दैट कोई कस्टमर आया.
Go back to slide.
हाँ.
See here, when you read law, you have to be much more serious. Where the supply involves movement doesn't say by whom. That is the question of 3A Central Sales Tax Act. So that is a remarkable definition which creates a lot of chaos in this act. The supply is only the supply involves movement of goods. Who moves? We don't know.
मुँह जवानी बता रहा हूँ. By anybody, whether by supplier or by recipient. तो PPT में सारा कर देता तो किताब ही बन जाती है. Thank you very much. So that's why I am saying movement by whom. Say somebody came from Maharashtra. वो आया जी मैं कल जा रहा हूँ, मेरे को ये पैकिंग करा दो, मैं लेके जाऊँगा. And मेरा ये एड्रेस है, ये मेरा रजिस्ट्रेशन नंबर है. And he carries it away. Now here the carriage is being done by the recipient himself. So it involves movement of goods, and the place of supply will be where the movement of goods ends. Second is where the supply does not involve any movement of goods. अब मैं दुकान पे गया और मैंने कहा जी मेरे को एक पेन ड्राइव चाहिए, तो पेन ड्राइव ले लिया. I did not tell him कि मैं कहीं ले जा रहा हूँ या नहीं ले जा रहा, और मैं खरीद लेता हूँ और फिर ले जाता हूँ. Then onus lies upon me. पहली सप्लाई खत्म हो गई. पहली सप्लाई विच डिड नॉट इन्वॉल्व एनी मूवमेंट ऑफ गुड्स, तो वो जो है लोकेशन वेयर
Delivery
goods
has been-
at the time of delivery were given to the recipient, that happened. Now the recipient want to carry it to Maharashtra, let him carry it at his own risk and task, that will become the second leg of the transaction. लाइक दैट कई बार ऐसा होता है कि मैं एयरपोर्ट से कोई चीज़ मैंने खरीद ली और फिर मैं जहाज़ में बैठ के चला गया. When I purchased it from the airport, now I have to tell my intention to the supplier कि मैं ये चीज़ खरीद रहा हूँ, या मैं वहाँ से कोई लैपटॉप मेरे को पसंद आ गया, मैंने खरीद लिया, उसको मेरे को बताना होगा कि आई एम कैरिंग इट टू बॉम्बे और सम अदर प्लेस. बट इफ आई डू नॉट टेल हिम, सो आई जस्ट इट विल बी within that state itself. Place of supply will be where the transaction took place, where it is handed over to the recipient. Where the goods are assembled or installed at site. So it can happen in many places. Exhibition ground is taking place there, tents, shamiana, lots of furniture is assembled. Many times in the situation of electric panels, जो कौन सी कंपनियां होती हैं, सोलर पैनल्स आर इंस्टॉल्ड एट ए पर्टिकुलर प्लेस. मैनी टाइम वी आस्क द सप्लायर टू असेंबल आवर प्लांट एट ए पर्टिकुलर प्लेस. The place of supply shall be the place of such installation or assembly. Like that, where the goods are delivered by the supplier to the recipient or any other person on the direction of the third party. In simple words, we call it bill to ship to. Third person is, I ask somebody to supply these goods, whether at the time of placing of an order or when the goods have already moved by transfer of document to the goods. I tell him, don't sell it to me, you supply it there itself. Then what will be the place of supply? Because the privity of contract is between me and the supplier. I am the third party. If I give a direction to him कि आप वहाँ supply कर दो, तो supply वहाँ नहीं मानी जाएगी, supply मेरे पास मानी जाएगी. और क्योंकि फिजिकली गुड्स वहाँ गए हैं, इट इज़ माई ऑब्लिगेशन टू प्रूव एंड डू एडिशनल डॉक्यूमेंटेशन एंड इश्यू एन इनवॉइस कि मैंने गुड्स उनको उधर भेज दिया. ओके, द सेट थर्ड पर्सन शैल बी डीम्ड टू हैव रिसीव्ड द गुड्स एंड द प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई ऑफ सच गुड्स शैल बी द प्रिंसिपल प्लेस ऑफ बिजनेस ऑफ सच सप्लायर. सो इफ आई टेल समबडी इन बॉम्बे दैट ये गुड्स मेरे को चाहिए, or instead of sending it to me, send to somebody in Pune, so I will be the deemed to be recipient. Place of supply will be treated as my place of business from where I have placed the order, even though physically goods have gone from Bombay to Maharashtra or Bombay to Pune. Okay.
See, when you go to bill to ship to, it does not override section 16 requirements.
Yes.
Bill to ship to is a simple tax mechanism where 3-4 parties can get involved and you can decide the POS. But the requirements of section 16(2) stand as it is. That is, if the third person whose direction the goods are moving is billed to him, he claims input tax credit, he still has to prove goods were delivered to the recipient. The physical proof you have to bring on record, simply bill will not do. So most of the people are committing this mistake when they file returns. And as a result, bill to ship to claims are denied.
Yeah.
Because it is a standalone section covering the POS only. Sections IGST has no mechanism for input tax credit. Input tax credit is mechanized through section 16,
Yeah.
CGST Act. So be careful when you do the bill to ship to tamasha. It's a huge chaos there when you do bill to ship to transactions. You have to prove. That is supposing the goods were not delivered. So apart from the claim for loss of price or whatever, the input tax credit will also be denied to the third person. So section 16 conditions remain whatever transaction you do in bill to ship to transactions. It's only for goods.
और एक और भी है, sir have said, I just supplement that, just reiterate the same. Section 16 becomes applicable to the IGST by virtue of section 20 of the IGST itself. IGST 20 में पढ़े तो बड़ी लंबी सारी लिस्ट दी हुई है. Those sections of the CGST Act will ipso facto as it is become applicable to the IGST also. Next is where the goods are supplied on board the conveyance, including vessel, aircraft, train or motor vehicle. ये बड़ी interesting चीज़ है यहाँ पे. Sometimes we make a supply to a vehicle which is moving, a airplane which is moving, a truck which is moving. अगर goods हैं तो place of supply will be where the goods are loaded over there. अभी थोड़ी देर बाद सर्विसिंग को बड़ा कंफ्यूजिंग होता है इन दोनों को, तीन चीज़ों को समझने का. यदि ये यहाँ goods की बजाय यहाँ गुड्स के बजाय सर्विस लिखा होता तो प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई ऑफ सर्विसेज विल बी नॉट फ्रॉम वेयर द सर्विसेज आर रेंडर्ड, सर्विसेज सप्लाइड टू ए पैसेंजर सिटिंग इन द ट्रेन। मेरे ट्रेन में बैठा हुआ था, सिर में दर्द हुआ, मैंने कहा जी मेरी मसाज कर दो। नाउ व्हाट विल बी द प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई? नॉट दैट वेयर मसाजियर एंटर द ट्रेन, नो, बट द प्लेस ऑफ ओरिजिन ऑफ द ट्रेन, कहाँ से चली थी वो उसमें वहाँ पे ऐसा होगा। चाहे भले ही उसने जब ट्रेन राजस्थान से गुजर रही थी, फिर उसके बाद जो है किसी और स्टेट, गुजरात से गुजर रही थी, फिर किसी और स्टेट से गुजर रही थी, अगर यही बुलेट नंबर 5 सर्विसेज होगा, even at the cost of repetition, because I will repeat it there, but at the cost of repetition I am saying that this will be deemed as place of the origin of the motor vehicle or transport or truck or the train, whatever it may be. अगर गुड्स का होगा तो वेयर दे आर अपलोडेड ऑन दी। अगर पैसेंजर बोर्डिंग का होगा, से ट्रेन दिल्ली से चली, मैं जयपुर से बैठा, अल्टीमेटली ट्रेन जो है बॉम्बे गई, तो प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई ऑफ पैसेंजर कहाँ होगा? वेयर पैसेंजर बोर्डेड द ट्रेन। ये तीन चीज़ें आपको बिल्कुल जो है बड़ी सिमिलर हैं, लेकिन अनलेस वी गो इनटू द निटी-ग्रिटी ऑफ दिस, थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूजन इसमें शुरू में होगा, बट वंस यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस, इट विल बिकम वेरी वेरी इजी। सो
Now here in this particular matter, when the goods are, you have to read section 23 Sales of Goods Act. It deals with appropriation of goods. In the railway catering cases, which me and Mr. Bhatia did in Delhi High Court and other places, there Delhi High Court invoked section 23. We were saying they are interstate sales. They said no. The goods were deemed to be appropriated when the goods were taken on board. Right? So section 23. So this is a kind of a deeming provision. Law doesn't say so. But by interplay of sales of goods versus this, they say कि it's embodied on train. For example, aircraft. आपको जो खाना खिलाते हैं, right? Now, supposing that the lunch time is in England, so you cannot say the supply is in England. Supply is deemed to be right at Delhi. You have to pay full tax here. So it's kind of a deeming function, though they are not written deeming function, but section 23 sales of goods specifically says so.
ओके, उसी का इलस्ट्रेशन मैं आपको पहले महाराष्ट्र का एक्सप्लेन कर चुका हूँ, इसका रिपीटिशन ही है। ये बॉम्बे के बंदे ने जो महाराष्ट्र में था, सेल सर्टेन टीवी सेट टू मिस्टर विजय ऑफ नागपुर महाराष्ट्र, सो प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई इज नागपुर महाराष्ट्र। तो इट इन्वॉल्व मूवमेंट ऑफ गुड्स from one place to another, so place of termination of the supply was in Nagpur, so place of supply is Nagpur. Like that, दूसरा example है interstate supply. Mr. Raj of Bombay, Maharashtra, sell 30 TVs to Mr. Vinod in Bangalore. So movement of the goods have moved, terminated in Bangalore. Place of supply shall be Bangalore. And since the goods have moved from Maharashtra, IGST will be charged. Like that, delivery to the third party. ये बड़ा example मैं पहले ही दे चुका हूँ. If you permit, I can skip off. Can I, for the saving of time? Or Anand of Lucknow buy goods from Rajasthan, from Raj in Maharashtra, and the buyer requests the seller that goods should be supplied in Nagpur itself. फिजिकली गुड्स बॉम्बे से नागपुर गए, लेकिन क्योंकि राजस्थान वाले ने ऑर्डर प्लेस किया था, राजस्थान वाले ने डायरेक्शन दी थी, राजस्थान वाला थर्ड पर्सन था, तो इन दिस केस इट विल बी अज्यूम दैट राजस्थान था, लखनऊ का था, दैट बायर इन लखनऊ हैज रिसीव्ड द गुड्स एंड IGST विल बी चार्ज। प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई विल बी लखनऊ यूपी, IGST। ओके, ये मैंने फिजिकली ड्रा करने की कोशिश की है। सो फॉर द सेक ऑफ सेविंग टाइम, और शुड आई एक्सप्लेन सेम चीज कंसेप्ट उसको जो फिगरेटिव वे में किया है। नाउ वी कम टू सेक्शन 11। सेक्शन 11 तो बहुत ही छोटा, सबसे जितना भी मैंने स्पेक्ट्रम कवर किया है, सेक्शन 11 सबसे छोटा है। प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई ऑफ गुड्स इंपोर्टेड इनटू आर एक्सपोर्टेड फ्रॉम इंडिया शैल बी लोकेशन ऑफ द इंपोर्टर। बहुत ही आसान है। और एक्सपोर्टेड आउट ऑफ इंडिया शैल बी लोकेशन आउटसाइड इंडिया। दैट्स ऑल, बड़ा सबसे छोटा सेक्शन। अब आते हैं सेक्शन 12 एंड 13, जो कि थोड़ा सा टिकलिश है। लॉट ऑफ सिमिलरिटी भी हैं और थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूजन भी होगा, और कुछ कंफ्यूजन मैं थोड़ा सा रिजॉल्व भी कर चुका हूँ, तो उससे मेरे को वहाँ रिपीट नहीं करना पड़ेगा। सो प्रॉब्लम्स इशू फॉर डिटरमिनिंग प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई ऑफ सर्विसेज आर सर्विस प्रोवाइडर एंड सर्विस रिसीवर प्रोवाइड or the service provided may not be easily ascertainable। पता नहीं सर्विसेज प्रोवाइड की हैं कि नहीं की, ये भी पता नहीं चलता है। हमारे पास एक केस आया था, उन्होंने कहा जी हमने वेबसाइट डेवलप करवाया था और 60 लाख रुपया हमने दिया है, और जिसको दिया था, जिसने सप्लाई किया था, उसका रजिस्ट्रेशन बैकडेट से यूं कैंसिल किया था कि दैट फेलो हैड रिसीव्ड लॉट ऑफ alleged to have received lot of fake input tax credit. तो उसके इशू आया एंड दीज पीपल स्टार्टेड शोइंग एग्रीमेंट्स एंड सम कॉरेस्पॉन्डेंस एंड ऑल दैट। मैंने उसको पार्टी को कहा कोई आपके पास कोई कॉरेस्पॉन्डेंस हो, कोई अभी आपने 3 साल तक वेबसाइट बनवाए रखा, 3 साल में वेबसाइट में कोई दिक्कतें आई होंगी, कोई उसका डाउनलोड हुआ होगा, कोई आपने रेक्टिफिकेशन कराया होगा, कोई ट्रैवल किसी ने किया होगा, या तो उसका दिखाओ, उनके पास नहीं था। दे सेड नहीं जी हमने तो वेबसाइट बनवाया था, 3 साल में 20-20 लाख रुपए हमने पेमेंट किया 3 साल में। तो इट वाज वेरी डिफिकल्ट, ऑलमोस्ट इनडिफेंसिबल काइंड ऑफ ए केस। सो service provider, service receiver and the service provided may not be easily ascertainable or may be easily suppressed as nothing tangible moves and there would be hardly any trail. The manner of delivery of services can be easily altered easily. For supplying of services, fixed location of the provider is not mandatory. कहीं से भी supply कर सकता है, और recipient may receive these services while on the move. So location of the billing could also be changed. A single services may transgress number of states, क्योंकि इतने issue relating to services हैं जो they are different from supply of good. That's why we have much more elaborate provisions relating to determining the place of services than they are in relation to the goods. A copyright or distribution exhibition of a film may be assigned. एक ही एडवर्टाइजमेंट इशू करी आपने काफ़ी स्टेट्स में दी, एक ही फिल्म आपने डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर को दी, ही विल बी डिस्प्लेइंग इट इन नंबर ऑफ स्टेट्स. सो एडवर्टाइजमेंट और ए प्रोग्राम इज ब्रॉडकास्ट ऑल ओवर द कंट्री. एक ही टीवी टेलीकास्ट में काफ़ी सारी स्टेटों को उसकी आपकी एडवर्टाइजमेंट चली गई. तो क्योंकि ये इतने सारे इश्यूज हैं, so considering these difficulties, the various elements involved are used as substitutes or alternatives. और कई बार ऐसा हो सकता है कि देखने में ऐसा लगे कि वो भी ठीक है, वो भी ठीक है. So in those circumstances, if they are tax neutral, even department may admit that. But sometimes the department does not admit, then we have to have widen our research to find out कि particular decided case में ऐसा similar case अगर हुआ था उसमें क्या treat किया गया था. So the important elements used in determination of the place of supply of services are location of the service provider, location of the service receiver, the place where the activity took place. ये 3 एलिमेंट होंगे. लोकेशन ऑफ द सर्विस प्रोवाइडर और लोकेशन ऑफ द सर्विस रिसीवर हम पहले डिफाइन कर चुके हैं. अगर थोड़ा बहुत भूल भी गए हैं तो वी विल री रीड दैट स्लाइड वेन एवर वी हैव टू मेक यूज ऑफ इट. तो बट आई विल टेक अप प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई ऑफ सर्विसेज वेयर लोकेशन. फर्स्ट पार्ट इज where the location of the supplier and that of the recipient is in India only. Second part we will take up when one of these is located outside India. If both are located in India, we are back to section 12. जब हम section 13 करेंगे, I am doing a bit of a preparation. If both the parties are in India, we are back to this section. If both the parties are outside India, we are out of the purview of the GST law. If one is in India and one is outside India, that we will study in section 13. But पहले हम 12 को करते हैं when both the persons are in India. The provision of this section shall apply to determine the place of supply of services where location of the supplier of services and that of the recipient of the services are in India. और इसके लिए general rule है the place of supply of services except the services mentioned in subsection 3 to subsection 14 made to a registered person shall be location of such registered recipient. Now we are talking about the services. सर्विसेज हम किसी को रजिस्टर्ड पर्सन को सप्लाई की गई हैं, तो प्लेस ऑफ रजिस्टर्ड प्लेस ऑफ बिजनेस ऑफ दैट रिसिपिएंट शैल बी प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई. और रजिस्टर्ड पर्सन को नहीं की गई, made to any person other than to a registered person shall be location of the recipient where address is on record of the supplier exists. supplier के पास उसका address है. say banking services, I am trying to a client का address मेरे पास available है. insurance services, I am giving insurance to somebody, उसका address मेरे पास है. अगर उसका एड्रेस नॉर्मल कोर्स ऑफ बिजनेस में सप्लायर के पास नहीं होता है तो लोकेशन ऑफ द सप्लायर shall be treated as the place of supply. This is the kind of a broad rules but this is subject to certain subsection 3 and 14 जिसमें certain specific services provide की जाती हैं. और हमको ये भी मद्देनजर रखना होगा, whenever there is a specific provision prevails over the general provision. So जब आप थोड़ी देर बाद, अभी मैं आपको टेक अप करूँगा subsection 3, if the place services is relating to an immovable property, this is a specific provision. Immovable property भले ही वो registered person की है, भले ही registered person कहीं रहता हो, place of supply shall be the place of the registered place of place of location of the immovable property. तो एक इसको टेक अप करते हैं.
See, if you go through section 2, word address is not defined. But the words address of delivery, address of recipient are defined in section 2. So when what Mr. Khurana is talking of a registered person recipient, you have to go through definition of address of recipient.
Yeah.
And wherever address on record, it says address on record is defined in section 2. So wherever these words are defined, they will carry the same meaning whenever we are trying to interpret a particular provision of this kind of provision on POS.
अब जो है एक एक करके 3 से 14 तक कितने 12 सर्विसेज के बारे में हम बताएंगे कि वो कहाँ कहाँ प्रिज्यूम की जाएंगी, और उसमें काफ़ी सारे 12 में फिर वी विल गो बैक टू कि वो रजिस्टर्ड प्लेस ऑफ बिजनेस ऑफ द रिसिपिएंट विल आल्सो कम एट सम प्लेसेस दैट यू विल फाइंड, बट इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी में नहीं आएगा अनलेस द इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी इज लोकेटेड आउटसाइड इंडिया. सो स्पेशल प्रोविजन रिलेटिंग टू सर्विसेज डायरेक्टली रिलेटेड टू इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी, और इसकी इलस्ट्रेशन दिए हैं इंक्लूडिंग प्रोवाइडेड बाय एन आर्किटेक्ट, इंटीरियर डेकोरेटर, surveyor, engineers and other related expert, real estate agent, any services provided by way of a grant of right to use the immovable property or for carrying out a coordination or a construction work. एक तो क्लास ऑफ ये सर्विसेज हैं जो सेक्शन 12(3)(a) में दी गई हैं. इसी तरह से कुछ क्लास ऑफ सर्विसेज हैं जो सेक्शन 12(3)(b) में दी गई हैं, सच है बाय वे ऑफ प्रोवाइडिंग लॉजिंग अकोमोडेशन इन ए होटल, इन गेस्ट हाउस, होम स्टे, क्लब, कैंप साइट, बाय वट एवर नेम कार्ड एंड इंक्लूडिंग बोट हाउस और एनी अदर वेसल. और सी दूसरी क्लास ऑफ सर्विसेज हैं बाय वे ऑफ अकोमोडेशन इन एनी इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी फॉर ऑर्गेनाइजिंग इवेंट, रिसेप्शन, मैटर्स रिलेटेड देयर टू ऑफिशियल और सोशल, कल्चरल, रिलीजियस, कुछ भी तरह की एक्टिविटी हैं. और सर्विसेज आंसलरी टू, जो मेन सर्विसेज ये नहीं होती हैं बट आंसलरी टू कुछ ऐसा करना पड़ता है. से आई हैव बीन गिवन ए कॉन्ट्रैक्ट टू कंस्ट्रक्ट ए मेट्रो स्टेशन. Metro station is to be constructed, but before metro station is constructed, I have to provide a pathways for passing roads from all the sides. Those are the services which will eventually not become the part of the construction of the metro, but they are still necessary. So they will also be the place where the immovable property is located. And if the immovable property is located or intended to be located outside India, place of supply shall be location of the recipient. मैं इंडिया में बैठा हूँ, मेरी एक प्रॉपर्टी बांग्लादेश में है. आई एंगेज ए आर्किटेक्ट फ्रॉम कैलकाटा टू से प्रिपेयर ए डिज़ाइन फॉर ए प्रॉपर्टी लोकेटेड इन बांग्लादेश. नाउ व्हाट विल बी प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई? Place of supply, now I am the recipient, so my place will be the place of supply, even though the building has been constructed or intended to be constructed in Bangladesh. अब पहले रूल था कि where the place building or immovable property is located. Exception to the rule is if the immovable property is located outside India, then it will be the place of registered place of business of the recipient. Okay. नेक्स्ट इज 12(4), प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई ऑफ ए रेस्टोरेंट, कैटरिंग. ये तो बहुत ही आसान है. लोकेशन वेयर सर्विसेज आर एक्चुअली परफॉर्म. इसी तरह से रिलेटिंग टू द ब्यूटी क्लिनिक और पर्सनल ग्रूमिंग सर्विसेज ये होंगी वेयर द सर्विसेज आर एक्चुअली परफॉर्म. ये ऐसी सर्विसेज हैं से फॉर एग्जाम्पल कैटरिंग सर्विसेज, पर्सनल ग्रूमिंग, फिटनेस, ब्यूटी ट्रीटमेंट, हेल्थ सर्विस, ये ऐसी सर्विसेज हैं मोस्टली ऑफ ए कंज्यूमेबल नेचर. And most of these are blocked under section 17(5). That's why the place where those services are performed, they are important. In services की बजाय if the services involve organizing training for my staff, then will the same formula be applicable? Then same formula will not be applicable. Then it will be place of the registered place of business of the recipient will apply. या भले ही मैं दिल्ली में बैठा हुआ दिल्ली की कंपनी को कहता हूँ कि मेरे स्टाफ को गोवा में ट्रेनिंग करा दो. Now the actual training take place in Goa. But what will be the place of supply? Place of supply will be the registered place of business of the recipient. तो मेरा क्लाइंट दिल्ली में रहता है, उसके 20 आदमियों को गोवा में ले जाके उसकी ट्रेनिंग कराता हूँ. तो प्लेस ऑफ जो फिजिकली भले ट्रेनिंग वहाँ होती है, लेकिन प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई शैल बी डीम्ड टू बी इंडिया. सो इसका डिस्टिंक्शन आपको बड़े ध्यान से इसको देखना होगा. और उस केस में, सेकंड केस में जो मैंने एग्जांपल दिया है, यदि उसका रजिस्टर्ड प्लेस नहीं है, अनरजिस्टर्ड पर्सन को दी गई है और उसका एड्रेस भी मेरे पास नहीं है, तो देन द प्लेस वेयर द सर्विसेज आर परफॉर्म्ड तो गोवा में मानी जाएगी. ये बिल्कुल सिमिलर टू एज गिविंग ब्यूटी ट्रीटमेंट, हेल्थ सर्विसेज इंक्लूडिंग कॉस्मेटिक्स एंड प्लास्टिक सर्जरी जैसे होता है. ओके, प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई ऑफ सर्विसेज इन रिलेशन टू ट्रेनिंग. और नेक्स्ट ही आ गया, मैं तो सोच रहा दो देर से आएगा. ओके, प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई ऑफ सर्विसेज इन रिलेशन टू ट्रेनिंग और ए परफॉर्मेंस अप्रेजल टू ए रजिस्टर्ड पर्सन शैल बी location of the recipient irrespective of the fact that these trainings are conducted elsewhere. Then the person other than the registered person shall be location where the services are actually performed. ये थोड़ा हमको ध्यान में रखना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि कई जगह जो है ना वो थोड़ा confusion होगा. But there are both matter of facts as well as matter of law. Both the things we have to keep in mind and both we have to coordinate. Next is 12.6. The place of supply, a place of admission to a cultural event. एक तो admission to a cultural event, circus is taking place, I have to go and watch it. एक अभी थोड़ी देर में हम करेंगे sponsor of the cultural event. और दूसरा ये होगा कि somebody provides input for organization of the cultural event. सब केसेस में ये, हालांकि इनके सब सेक्शन अलग अलग हैं, लेकिन सबके केसेस में होगा वेयर द कल्चरल इवेंट टेक प्लेस. से फॉर एग्जाम्पल प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई ऑफ सर्विसेज प्रोवाइडेड बाय वे ऑफ एडमिशन टू ए कल्चरल, आर्टिस्टिक, स्पोर्टिंग, साइंटिफिक, एजुकेशनल, एंटरटेनमेंट इवेंट, अम्यूजमेंट पार्क एटसेट्रा शैल बी प्लेस वेयर द एक्चुअल इवेंट टेक प्लेस. Even if I am a registered person, I am a proprietor registered person, I go to watch a circus. My registered, even if I give them my registration number, it will not be place of the registered person. It will be place where the event take place, or where the park or such other place is located. Next is place of supply of services provided by way of, ये दूसरा सेक्शन में आपको बता रहा था. One is I avail a cultural event. Second is when I provide input for organization of the cultural event, तो भी वही होगा where the actual event take place. Okay, the place of supply of a organization of a cultural event, artistic event to a registered person shall be location of such person. Registered person को देते हैं, unregistered को देते हैं, तो where the event is actually organized. To a person other than the registered person shall be place where such event is held, and if the event is held outside India, the place of supply shall be location of the recipient outside India. No, sorry, in India. यदि कोई मेरे को कहता है कि उसके स्टाफ की मैं सिंगापुर में ट्रेनिंग करा दूं, तो देन इट विल बी लोकेशन ऑफ द रिसिपिएंट. जल्दी करो, थोड़ा फास्ट कर दो. ओके, नो प्रॉब्लम. अब तो रहे जो 2-3 सेक्शन रह गए छोटे छोटे. द प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई ऑफ सर्विसेज बाय वे ऑफ ए ट्रांसपोर्टेशन ऑफ गुड्स इंक्लूडिंग कोरियर टू ए रजिस्टर्ड पर्सन शैल बी लोकेशन ऑफ सच पर्सन. ये पहले मैं थोड़ा सा कवर कर चुका हूँ. और अदर देन द रजिस्टर्ड पर्सन शैल बी द प्लेस वेयर गुड्स आर हैंडेड ओवर फॉर देयर ट्रांसपोर्टेशन. There was a proviso to this, provided that where the transportation of the goods is to a place outside India, the place of supply shall be destination of the goods. ये अक्टूबर 2023 तक ये provision था, that has been done away with. Next, the place of supply of following services shall be location of the supplier of services. ये बड़ा specific provision है, we have to keep in mind. Supplier of the services irrespective of the recipient. That is a list है, 5-6 सर्विसेज हैं ये. Services supplied by a banking company or a financial institution or a NBFC to account holder. Intermediary services में थोड़ी सी controversy है, इसको मैं भी take up करूँगा. In fact, keeping in mind the intermediary services, 56th meeting of the GST Council has recommended that these should be treated as like other services, और इनमें export benefit मिलना चाहिए, particularly if the intermediary services are provided to a person outside India. लेकिन अभी तक उसमें एक्ट में कोई provision नहीं आई है. We will read the provision as it prevails today. So it will be location of the supplier of services. The services consisting of hiring the means of transport, including yacht, but excluding the aircraft vessel up to a period of 1 month. So for these they shall be location of the supplier. ये 3 तरह की सर्विसेज. नहीं और भी हैं शायद एक आध. Under the Indian law, GST law, an intermediary is defined as a person who arranges or facilitates supply of goods or services between 2 or more other persons, acting as a broker or agent, but not supplying goods on his own account. तो इसके ऊपर से एक तो मैं केस ला भी करूँगा थोड़ी देर में. इन जेनपेक इंडिया वर्सेस यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया, Punjab and Haryana High Court held that a BPO services provided on principal to principal basis cannot be considered as intermediary. भले ही हमने यहाँ पे कोई सब कंट्रैक्टर की सर्विसेज अवेल करी हो. The department decided not to go in for appeal. Gujarat High Court in the case of Material Recycling Association of India versus Union of India Court upheld the validity of section 13(8)(b. क्योंकि ऐसा होता है तो व्हाट इज़ द सर्विसेज प्रोवाइडेड आउटसाइड इंडिया, उसकी डेफिनेशन में कुछ इश्यूज आते हैं. वेयर सप्लायर इज लोकेटेड इन इंडिया, the recipient is located outside India, and the consideration is received in convertible foreign exchange or accepted in Indian exchange, so that is called export of services. अब यहाँ ये है कि intermediary sitting here provide some client, conduct some research study, get selected some party to conduct a research study. वो इंडिया में सारे एलिमेंट एक जैसे मिलते हैं, but then it is not treated as an export. लेकिन अब ये थोड़ा सा transition phase है. Maybe at some point of time, since the GST Council has recommended, they may do away with section 13(8)(b. Then we will have different provisions relating to place of supply of services by the intermediaries. But till such time it take place, so they will continue to be in India. So section 12(9) says place of supply of a passenger transport services to a registered person shall be location of such person, and the person other than the registered person shall be placed where the passenger embarks upon the conveyance or a travel journey. Say I am working with say X Private Limited. X Private Limited books a ticket for me from say Jaipur to Bombay. And this X Private Limited is located in Delhi, so place of supply shall be Delhi. But if I am buying a ticket on my own account, or X Private Limited is not registered, then place of supply will be the where I embark upon the train. मैं थोड़ा सा पहले भी कर चुका हूँ, इसलिए थोड़ा अब जल्दी भी करें तो कोई इशू नहीं होगा. Then place of supply of services on board the conveyance, ये भी हम पहले कर चुके हैं. The place shall be location of the first scheduled departure of that conveyance on a journey. So first scheduled departure, not from the place where passenger boarded, not from the place where goods which provide services were uploaded. They will be first point of departure. ट्रेन दिल्ली से चली, मैं जयपुर में बैठा, और थोड़ा सा आगे चलते ही मे बी बाय द टाइम आंध्र प्रदेश केम, और सम सर्विसेज वर सप्लाइड टू मी. द प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई विल बी दिल्ली. भले ही मसाजियर जो है वो जयपुर से ही बैठा हो, स्टिल द प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई शैल बी दिल्ली. अगर गुड्स का होता द प्लेस वेयर गुड्स वर अपलोडेड ऑन द ट्रेन. ये थोड़ा हमको बड़ा बारीकी से देखना पड़ेगा. Place of supply of telecommunication services including data transfer is very easy. That is, in case where services are provided by way of a fixed communication line, lease circuit, internet line, जहाँ भी recipient antenna लगा हुआ है, so that place will be treated as a place of receipt of services. In case of mobile connection, उसमें कोई definite antenna नहीं लगा होता, तो उसमें ये होगा in case of mobile connection or telecommunication or internet services provided on post-paid basis, be the location of the billing address of the recipient, where that means the registered place of business of the recipient. और जहाँ registered place of business नहीं available है या उसके supplier के record में नहीं available है, तो and the prepaid voucher has been purchased or recharging coupon has been purchased, then the then what will happen in case where the mobile connection or telecommunication internet line direct to home services are provided on prepayment basis through a voucher or through a selling agent, the address of the selling agent or reseller or a distributor shall be treated as the place of supply. By a person to a final subscriber be the location where such prepayment was received. So the voucher was sold. Next is the place of supply of banking services. The place of supply of a banking or other financial services, including stock broking, shall be the location of the recipient of services on record of the supplier. And if the location of the recipient of services is not on the record of the supplier, the place of supplier shall be the place of supply. Next is place of supply of services where location of the supplier or not and or location of the recipient is outside India. Then the provision of this section shall apply to determine the place of supply of services where location of the supplier or of the recipient is located outside. One of them is outside India. The place of supply of services, then again except 3 to 13, ये एक कम है यहाँ पे, shall be the location of the recipient of service. Where the location of the recipient of service is not available in the ordinary course of business, that is services prepaid through prepaid voucher, the place of supply shall be location of the supplier of service. ये तो है universal rule. अब जो है अभी थोड़ा सा और आगे चल के अब जो है exception to the rule cover करेंगे. Services supplied in respect of goods which are required to be made physically available by the recipient of the service. मेरा टीवी खराब हो गया है और मैं भले ही बांग्लादेश से आया हूँ या मैं भी पाकिस्तान से आया हूँ, किसी से आया हूँ, मेरे को टीवी ठीक कराना है. Particularly the place of supply, where goods are supplied to the recipient for performance of the service. या goods are जिन goods के ऊपर ऑपरेशन होना है, या तो सप्लायर को सप्लाई किया है किस प्लेस पे, या सप्लायर के एजेंट को सप्लाई किया है जिस प्लेस पे जहाँ उस पर रिपेयर होनी है. So that will be treated place where the services are actually performed shall be place of supply. Like that, place of supply where services is performed from a remote location. बहुत सारी सॉफ्टवेयर कंपनीज इंडिया की यूएस में इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर लोकेटेड है, वो यहीं से इंटरनेट के थ्रू उनके सॉफ्टवेयर ठीक कर देते हैं. देन प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई शैल बी लोकेशन वेयर गुड्स आर सिचुएटेड एट द टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई ऑफ सर्विसेज. इलस्ट्रेशन मैं इसको अवॉइड करना चाहूँगा क्योंकि ऐसा हम काफ़ी पहले कर चुके हैं. द सर्विसेज सप्लाइड क्योंकि बड़ा ईजी था इसलिए मैंने इलस्ट्रेशन उसको अवॉइड कर दिया है. Services supplied to an individual represented either as a recipient of service or a person acting on behalf of the recipient. So place of supply where services actually performed, which require the physical presence of the recipient means patient है उसको treatment करना है, कोई आदमी है जो अपने कोई cosmetic treatment कराने के लिए आया है, या उस cases में it is similar to where the सर्विस प्रोवाइडर एंड सर्विस रिसिपिएंट इज लोकेटेड इन इंडिया. बिल्कुल वैसा का वैसे ही प्रोविजन है. सर्विसेज सप्लाई टू एन इंडिविजुअल रिप्रेजेंटेड आइदर एज ए रिसिपिएंट ऑफ सर्विस और एज ए पर्सन एक्टिंग ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ द रिसिपिएंट विच रिक्वायर्स द फिजिकल प्रेजेंस ऑफ द रिसिपिएंट शैल बी द प्लेस वेयर दोज सर्विसेज टेक प्लेस. Okay, next is place of supply of services supplied directly in relation to immovable property shall be place where the immovable property is located or intended to be located, or if the immovable property is located intended to be outside India, then the place of supply shall be the place of the recipient of the service. Okay, place where services by way of a admission to or organization of a cultural event shall be the place where the event is actually held. जैसा हमने पिछले प्रोविजन में किया बिल्कुल सिमिलर है. Place where any services referred to in 3, 4 or 5 is supplied at more than one location, including location in taxable. Partly services outside location India provided की गई है, partly in India की गई है. In such cases, the place of supply shall be location in taxable territory. ये deemed provision है. Illustration में skip करता हूँ. The next is place where the services are supplied at more than one places. तो उसमें क्या करेंगे? Based on the value of the supply, they shall be apportioned to different places. If the services are provided in which goes to 4 states, से कोई ऐसी एडवर्टीजमेंट की गई है सिंगल ब्रॉडकास्टिंग सिंगल टेलीकास्टिंग 4 स्टेट्स में जाती है, तो उसके एग्रीमेंट उसके बैकअप में देखा जाएगा चारों को ऑन बेस्ड ऑन पॉपुलेशन, बेस्ड ऑन ऑडियंस, बेस्ड ऑन नंबर ऑफ रिसिपिएंट अवेलेबल, उन वैल्यू असर्टेन की जाएगी और उस प्रोपोर्शन में उसको बांटा जाएगा. Place of supply of certain services, place of supply of the following services shall be location of the supplier. ये बिल्कुल वैसा ही है जैसा हमने पहले 12(8) में भी पढ़ा था शायद. Services supplied by the banking company or a financial institution, non-banking financial company, intermediary services, services consisting of hiring the means of transport, including yacht, excluding ये सारे जो है, they will be deemed, their deeming provision है place of supplier of services. इंटरमीडियरी की हम डेफिनेशन हम कर चुके हैं पहले, आई विल नॉट रिपीट इट. देन कुछ केस लॉज हैं. धर्मेंद्र एम जानी वर्सेस यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया, बम्बे हाई कोर्ट. इसमें सिंगल बेंच ने कुछ और डिसाइड किया था, बट लार्जर बैंक अपहेल्ड द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल वैलिडिटी ऑफ सेक्शन 13(8)(b). 13(8)(b) रिलेट्स टू प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई ऑफ सर्विसेज, क्योंकि इंटरमीडियरी सर्विसेज एक्ट प्रोविजन स्पेसिफिकली कहता है कि इट शैल बी प्लेस ऑफ द लोकेशन ऑफ द इंटरमीडियरी, लेकिन उसके जो बैकग्राउंड लीगल प्रोविजन है वो ऐसे लगते हैं जैसे कि कंसिडरेशन रिसीव्ड इन फॉरेन एक्सचेंज, द रिसिपिएंट ऑफ द सर्विस क्लाइंट इज लोकेटेड आउटसाइड इंडिया, तो वैसा लगता है कि वो जो है इट शुड बी एक्सपोर्ट ऑफ सर्विसेज. सिंगल बेंच ने डिसाइड किया इट इज एक्सपोर्ट ऑफ सर्विस, लेकिन डबल डिवीजन बेंच ने डिसाइड किया नो 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 नो, literal interpretation is a correct interpretation.
There were 2 judgments of Gujarat High Court and Bombay High Court, which came around 3 years ago, but is pending in Supreme Court. That is why 56 General Council, they are adding 13(8)(b) to remove this deficiency. So when will they do? Maybe this budget.
ये सर ने पहले एक्सप्लेन कर दिया, सर perhaps he was aware कि नेक्स्ट स्लाइड में यही लिखा होगा. थैंक यू वेरी मच सर. ओके, सेक्शन 13(9) है, it provided for place of supply of services of a transportation of the goods other than by way of a mail or a courier shall be place of destination. This has been done away with. So place of supply in respect of passenger transport service shall be the place where the passenger embarks upon the conveyance. ये बहुत easy है. The place of supply of services provided on board the conveyance हम पहले ही कर चुके हैं. First point of the departure of the conveyance shall be treated as a place of supply. Now only 2 small provision. Place of supply of online information data access retrieval services. ये सर्विसेज कैसी होती हैं? एक सेकंड, एग्जांपल भी था, बाद में करता हूँ. ओके, सेक्शन 14 होना चाहिए. हाँ, ये 14 है, सॉरी, नहीं, 13(12). Place of supply of online information and database access retrieval. So place of supply of online information access data retrieval shall be location of the recipient of the service. That means I am the recipient, I am downloading the information here, so that will be the place of service. Explanation: for the purpose of this subsection, the person receiving such services shall be deemed to be location in a taxable territory if 2 of the following non-contradictory conditions are satisfied. When is the recipient located in India? Okay, location of the address in ये 5-6 चीज़ों की मैं लिस्ट बताऊंगा. कोई भी 2 चीज़ें अगर इंडिया में हैं तो लोकेशन ऑफ द रिसिपिएंट शैल बी ट्रीटेड एज इन इंडिया. लोकेशन ऑफ द एड्रेस रिप्रेजेंटेड बाय रिसिपिएंट ऑफ सर्विस थ्रू इंटरनेट इज इन टैक्सेबल टेरिटरी. द क्रेडिट कार्ड, डेबिट कार्ड और स्टोर वैल्यू कार्ड और चार्ज कार्ड, स्मार्ट कार्ड जो इंडिया का यूज़ हुआ है. बिलिंग एड्रेस इंडिया का है. इंटरनेट प्रोटोकॉल जो है वो इंडिया में इंस्टॉल किया गया है. बैंक ऑफ द रिसिपिएंट ऑफ द सर्विस, जिस बैंक से पेमेंट हुई है वो इंडिया में है. द कंट्री कोड ऑफ द सब्सक्राइबर इज इन इंडिया. द लोकेशन ऑफ द फिक्स्ड लैंडलाइन इज इंडिया. अगर ये इनमें से कोई भी 2 चीज़ें सिमिलर हैं तो इंडिया में है, तो प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई ऑफ ऑनलाइन OIDAR शैल बी इन इंडिया.
The dispute is online lottery before Supreme Court is on this definition. Okay, where was IP? Was it Singapore? So if they do not satisfy any of 2 conditions, Indian government cannot tax online lotteries.
Okay.
That's a huge dispute.
In
worth more than 40,000 crores is the dispute on this interpretation of definition.
In order to prevent taxation or non-taxation of the supply of services or on the uniform application of the rule, government has a power to notify, that is a residual power to notify any description of services in which the place of supply shall be the effective use and enjoyment of services. कोई कभी किसी टाइम पे डाउट हो and sometimes you receive a notification from circulars from the government clarifying these things, representation have been received from such and such when we hereby clarify as well that this तरह का हो सकता है. So OIDAR की definition मैं skip करता हूँ और these are the list of the kind of services which fall under the category of OIDAR, advertising on internet providing services. हाँ जी
स्किप कर दो, नेक्स्ट में ले लेंगे इसको।
पक्का?
हाँ 14 स्किप कर दो, क्योंकि पौने 3 से
ओके सर विद योर परमिशन कोई वैसे तो 5 मिनट में ही होने वाला है कहो तो मुझे फिनिश ही कर देते सर एज यू विश चलो चलो ठीक है एनीवे थैंक यू वेरी मच आई विल टेक अनदर मेबी उस टाइम थोड़ा सा और करके आगे बढ़ा दें
ये पीपीटी आपकी और